Father came to me, had a lot of things going against them. He was Russian, Bal Tshuva, Hasidish, and was in Russia in the army. So having American apple pie kids is very hard when you were in the army in Russia until you were like 23, 24. And he came to me with several kids who were completely off the derech, dysfunctional. One was depressed, one was ADHD. That was the diagnosis, okay? And all alcoholics, which is hard to tell because they were Russian. So how do you really tell at what point they're an alcoholic? It's kind of complicated. And all went off the derech and broke out of the Hasidic schools. So Bal Tshuva, Russian, Hasidic school, nicest people, but that's a lot of stuff. You know what the guy did? I gave him the manual, 1,100 pages. In those days, it was a little less. He went to his chavrusa that he learned with every day for an hour, and he said, instead of learning Masechtas Bava Kama, right, I need to learn a new Masechta. I need to learn Masechtas Kip. I need to learn TP Manual. Will you learn with me every day for an hour TP Manual? So instead of Baba Kama, they learned Baba Mises. And he did. And every day for an hour, him and his chavrusa went through the book. The Hebrew, the English, the Divrei Torah, the stuff, and he got it in his bones. And all three of his kids are alive, clean, sober, functioning, from 2 out of 3 are married. Kadas Moshe v'Yisrael. How did he do that? Because he read the book and he lived the book. This is your lifeline. I'm giving you a manual. Nobody's saving your kids. You're the doctor, you're the nurse. Look around, there's no cavalry. Everybody's like, the psychiatrist is going to help, the mentor is going to help, everybody's throwing their kids to this and that and this guy. Nobody can do what mommy and daddy can do. Hashem gave you this kid. You have the tools. Use the Yud Gimel Midas Harachamim. You'll uplift yourself, your angels, and you'll see Bezrat Hashem success, and you'll save your kids' lives. But an hour a day minimum goes to reading the book, and an hour a day minimum goes to listening to the audio and taking notes. A father told me, I have no time. I said, oh, you have no time to save your kids' lives. Interesting. Imagine Hatzalah gets a call. Sorry, I have no time. I said, so what's your schedule? He says, I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. 6:30 to 7:30 I daven. 7:30 to 8:30 I learn. 8:30 I go to work till 9:30. I work till 8:30 at night. I come home half dead. I got to daven mincha, marav, eat supper. I go to sleep. No time. I said, wow, you really have no time. So here's your new schedule. Check it with your Rav. You get up at 6 o'clock. 6:30 you put on your talis and your tefillin, and you read the manual for an hour, and you listen to the audio for an hour and take notes. And then you say, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, and you go to work. The guy looks at me. What? He's a shaita. Ask your Rav. You have to save your kid's life, pikuach nefesh, and you're the only doctor. Nobody can save them besides you. We've proven that. We're talking about physical, emotional, psychological, spiritual, dairis. You know the story, I'm not going to repeat all the stories. The Beis Yisrael gave up his ni'ila on Yom Kippur to schmooze with somebody off the derech, hoping that maybe he could bring him back. Reb Aaron Kotler gave up a ni'ila also. Everyone else should give up, but not mommy and tati. Not my schedule. You don't have a schedule. You don't have a schedule. You save your kids' lives. So if you believe that this is the Mahalach, which I didn't ask you to come here, I don't remember knocking on your door and saying, listen, I have something to sell you. You did your research. You believe this is going to work. This is your life. You save your kids' lives. By the way, you'll save your kids. You'll save other kids. You'll end up like the Zohar HaKadosh. You'll have a whole bunch of people that you saved. The schar is unbelievable. Why do you think that you were put into this matzav? Embrace it. Go out on the street Friday night. You're going to see differently than everyone else. Everyone sees shkutzim, amaratzim, negative. You see neshamas. You see neshama tires. Each one has a story. Each one has a chelik of a kamimal. Mamish. Go save them. What do you think the Baal Shem Tov would be doing? What do you think the Kedushas Levi would be doing? What do you think the Chazon Ish would be doing? They would be running outside. We're living in a generation where we have diamonds, a Holocaust going on, of diamonds all over, with such potential, and we close the door. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Asher. Who needs you? Shalom Aleichem Malachei Asher? He says people starving outside. We should go to everybody should go march out onto the lakes and onto the parks and but not against them, not marching. Embrace them. We could save every single one of them. They want us. They want to be embraced. So that's your schedule. I had a father that was here. He was a very wealthy guy. He had a business. He didn't care about anything. He went on a flight to China. He told me he didn't sleep the whole way, 20 hours. He was reading the book, taking notes. Make notes, right? This story gives me chizuk. Please put it on mute. This story gives me chizuk. This story is what I need to share with my kid. This story is what I got to remind my wife. This story I got to remind myself. There's so much chizuk in the manual. There's so many stories. The Divrei Torah, this is your Divrei Torah at your Shabbos table. Not when your kippah is there. When they're not there, for your other kids. Make a WhatsApp chat without them. Send my stuff to them. We got to wake up and save lives. Beli Ayin Hara, we never had a suicide. Hashem, please continue to bless us. You know what that means? We have more success than any psych ward. We have hundreds of kids off medication. We have hundreds of kids that got off drugs without any help. We have hundreds of kids. We have 103 kids, Shemet Torah Mitzvahs Kein Yirbe. That doesn't come easy. You're the only one that can help them. And you got to work on your own midos, and you got to get rid of the anger and the pain, and you got to get rid of the judgmental, and you got to be mamish. And angels, look around the room. You are in a room of angels. And you're going to become angels also. You're going to look back and say, I hate the person I was. I have so many parents. There was one woman, she's a daughter of a Rosh Hashiva, Chashuva lady. She told me like 2 years later, she said, Avi, the truth is I was 65 years old when I met you. I thought I was pretty much done. You know, tznius is not an issue for me. I say the whole Tehillim every day. I basically don't talk Lashon Hara. I cook, I take care of my kids. I didn't really have much to do with my life in Avodas Hashem. And then my kid went off the derech, this 24-year-old kid. And I came to you. She said, the growth that I had as a human being and as an Erlich Yid in the last 2 years, I never dreamed I could possibly have. You have to elevate yourself from being regular to being Superman, to being superhuman. Lakach Natzarta. That's what you were created for. That's Amida ben Esayin. That's why God gives us an Esayin. It's very hard. It's very, they say it's easy to say. It's not even easy for me to say. I can never do this. I look at you parents, you guys are Gibayrim. I can't do any of this. But I'm going to keep on pushing you to do it because someone's got to do it, and you got to do it. And you look around and you hear the stories in the group. Angels. You listen to the testimonies. I'm giving you 600 testimonies in the audio. Listen to them. Go to the groups. Go to hear the stories of people like you that had tremendous violence. She'll tell you the story soon. Violence and now craziness, and now peace and quiet. Without Shomrim Hatzalah, without medication and screaming, without just saving our kids' lives. That's what we're all about. But you got to take it seriously. You have to realize you are the saviors. You got to know this book cover to cover. You got to do this day and night. You fall asleep with this, you wake up with this, and you save your kids' lives be'ezus Hashem. I also believe that the real kayach that we have, few things. The mesiras nefesh of the parents is unbelievable. Just trying something, this is so hard. The mesiras nefesh of you parents are unbelievable. It's got to melt Hashem's heart, so to speak. You're doing what nobody else can do. Second of all, the tefillah that we all daven, you all say, every family finishes the whole Tehillim every day, and you ask the Rav to say the cherry on top, the last one. And the camaraderie in the group, the kirva of the group, the 600 people at the Shabbaton, the 200 people 2 weeks ago on Sunday, the caring of the group, the caring of this group, people, mamish, ahavas Yisrael, caring, there for each other. It's so impressive. It's such an avoid. It's so beautiful. People from all walks of life. People, Hasidish, Litvish, Svardi, Frum, not Frum. We're all in this together to save our kids. We want them to be healthy and happy. We want to have nachas from them. The unbelievable midas of our group. You people are so humble. Unfortunately, broken. But you're humble. And you don't judge anybody. You don't judge people. You stop, you throw all that out, and you start to be like this, like, unbelievable people that we read about from 300 years ago who are just loving Jews, loving the world, loving Hashem, giving of yourselves, Mesiras Nefesh. What you do for your kids is unbelievable. And as I always say, comes Rosh Hashanah, my tefillah, kerachem of, like you, albanim, kein terachem Hashem aleinu. This is our tefillah. Hashem, look at what parents are doing for their kids. And Hashem, please have mercy on your children like these TP parents. I hope and pray Hashem is a TP parent. I know he is. I know he is. And I know he's proud of you. Because you know how you know you're doing the right thing? Because it's just so hard. The rule of life, anything easy is wrong. Anything hard is right. And this is so hard. You have to have such self-control. It's got to be the right thing. Hashem knows that. Hashem says when you want to get angry and you don't, it's recognized. Mechila of all your averis. Self-control is something that Judaism appreciates. You go downstairs, you catch your kid doing something and you want to say, get out, and you don't, you just had Yom Kippur. You just had Yom Kippur. Self-control is appreciated by Hashem. We do the Talmud Devar. We learn it every week, almost every week. We're into it. We're treating our children the way that we want Hashem to treat us in Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. And the way that we treat our kids is the way that Hashem treats us.